Hello, hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do reaction, and we are diving back into Advance Bravely. We're diving into episode 11. Yeah, episode 10. Basically, Zong made some lotus root for Yao and his mama, and it turned his mama out. His mama was all up his ass the entire rest of the episode saying, hey, when you gonna get me some more of that lotus root? Hey, when you gonna get me some more of that lotus root? Hey, when you gonna get me some more of that lotus root? So I'm like, girl, if a man's lotus root can turn your mama out like that, just imagine what he could do in your kitchen. Praise Jesus. So at the end of the episode, I was like nervously waiting around, towards the end of the day, because he saw Zong out in the swamp or the whatever it was, pulling more lotus, and he was just kind of lingering around waiting so he could like work up the nerve to, I guess, ask for some more of this lotus root. And everybody and their mother was like, hey, yeah, you still here? Yeah, what are you still doing here? Girl, when you gonna go home? Girl, I can't believe you. I'm like, why is everybody up my ass right now? Like, Lord, can y'all just go on your merry way and focus on something that's not me and why I'm still here? Lord, let me live my life. So that's where the episode ended. And I'm hoping that we pick up right where we left off, and that they don't just jump into like the next day or something like that and they've skipped, because I feel like it would be a nice, fun, awkward conversation, awkward interaction between Yao and Zong that could happen in him asking for some more of this lotus root because his mama loves it. So I'm hoping that's what we get, but we're just gonna dive in and find out. Full scenery. Oh, that's where we're gonna end the episode. Okay, well that was a super cute episode, y'all. Like, it kind of makes me just want to dive into the next one because it's so damn cute. Lots of cute things. So we started, we picked up a little bit where we left off, with the whole Yao trying to get some more lotus root for Mama. So he snuck into the kitchen and saw Zong and his sexy ass self cooking some more lotus root, and Zong, he's got the senses of like a ninja. Like, girl, why are you watching? If you want to watch, just come on and watch. Don't sneak around. And he's like, so what are you planning on doing for the holiday? And he's like, oh well, it's only 2 days, so I can't go too much far. I was gonna go do some shopping, and then maybe play some poker with friends or whatever. And Zong's like, well, shopping's for girls, which I'm like, girl, don't you do that to shopping. Shopping is amazing. Okay, retail therapy, we all need it. Guy, girl, anywhere in between. Like, don't you be that way. Stupid head. But he's like, let me take you somewhere. I'm like, oh. And then he shows him this beautiful motorcycle. But before he did, we had that moment where they were like, he had him pressed up against the wall, and he had his hand on his shoulder, and then he moved it down, and like it was like there was a lot of focus on the hands and the hand placement, and it's those little things like I've mentioned. Like I said in the episode, I know a lot of people have their issues with this series and a couple other Chinese series, with just the insane amounts of censorship that happens over there in comparison to the source material. And so many people have commented on like my YouTube videos or even on my Twitter or Instagram posts, whatever, like, oh, your hashtags are wrong. This isn't a BL series. This is not a BL series. It's a bromance, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, look, I don't know what the hell bromances y'all been watching, but this bromance still got me feeling all the tingles that all the other romances, that all the other BL series that I've watched thus far have made me feel those same kind of tingles. So even though they're not explicitly showing you them making out or them doing, they're showing me enough things, and they're developing the story and the characters enough to still make me feel whatever. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a BL series, so y'all can go somewhere else with that nonsense. But like, and I've mentioned so many times in other series, like, yes, some of that overt sexuality and like, oh yes, we're gonna just getting naked and yeah, that's all well and good. It all has its place. But I'm very much somebody who is more in tune with like just the intimacy of things. The hand holding, the cuddling, the being close to somebody, all of those little small intimate moments, like those are the moments that like really get my heart rate going, that really make my heart go pitter patter. I'm like, oh yes, I'm here for this ship. So here, this series, it's got a lot of those moments. It's got a lot of those, like I said, there were so much focus, just close-ups on the hand, and the hand on the shoulder, on the chest, him trying to pull back the hand, push back the hand, whatever it was, and like just the closeness, the proximity, like there's so much of that happening, and I'm like, oh, it feeds my soul. I'm here for it. But yes, so we jumped over, he revealed the beautiful, gorgeous motorcycle. Oh my god, so like it made me wish that I knew how to ride a motorcycle, but I ain't got time for all that. But beautiful, and he's like, so you want to go on this trip with me or not? And he's like, I don't know. And he's like, well, I got some lotus fruit. You want to go on this trip or not? And he's like, maybe, bye. I'm like, y'all cute. But then, you know, next day he went to investigate. And at first I thought he was just investigating like what happened to him, why he was, how he ended up piggybacked on Zong's back. But now I remember that, you know, he was talking about being, I guess, the friend's bodyguard or something like that. And it seemed like more like he might have been starting out researching trying to find out who this guy is that ended up on his friend's back and then robbed him, you know, trying to get an ID on that guy. And then in doing that, he found, you know, Zong basically kidnapped him off of his friend's back and used his superhuman strength. I'm like, oh, praise Jesus, choke me, daddy. But like, yeah, that I don't know, he seemed to be, I don't know, formulating something in his head there while watching the video. But we notice how he didn't mention nothing to his friend. He just made his friend think that, oh yeah, you left with this guy from the beginning and you and I were never even together, blah, 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 blah. So he's still keeping some sort of secrets for whatever, still trying to save face. And then, yeah, he and Zong set up, you know, this road trip date in the middle of the night. It's like, you get here at 4 o'clock in the morning, and 4 o'clock in the morning was too early for him. Yes, he got up. Yes, he was there. He was ready, but his ass was falling asleep on the bike ride there, trying to avoid falling asleep. Like, no, this is not a man's shoulder. This is the fires of hell, and you were gonna burn. So you just keep your ass awake. But he just couldn't, and he just. I'm like, okay, as long as those hands stay clasped around Zong's waist, I'm fine with this. Okay, and apparently they did. And, you know, it was cute. We pulled over, you know, well, first we switched because #teamverse. And then we pulled over for, you know, snack. And he's like, okay, well, you want something to eat? It's in the bag. And then he goes in the back. There's nothing there. He's like, okay, well, I can conjure whatever you want to eat. And he's like, okay, give me this. Give me that. And, you know, he had the whole mini mart snacks aisle in his jacket. He's like, why didn't you put it up there? He's like, oh, you would have been sitting on it and uncomfortable. Why didn't you put it there? Because then you would have been uncomfortable. Why didn't you put it there? Oh, you would have been uncomfortable. It's like, aww. And just cuteness. These guys are so cute together. I love them. I love them. They're so adorable. And I love them. And then, you know, I guess, you know, next episode we'll pick up some more on this this road trip, because there was some nice scenery that we were seeing. Even them just like driving down the highway, you know, the scenery that they were showing overhead was beautiful. Here, the sort of earthy terrain with all the water passing through. I'm not one for nature, so I'm not like gonna go explore this in real life, but it's nice to see. It's beautiful to look at. So hopefully next episode we'll get some more interactions with them on this little trip. And yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But all in all, they're adorable and I love them. So hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications so you'll be notified when all my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments. I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you. Mwah. And before you guys go, a shout out to my amazing patrons. I can't begin to express how thankful I am for your support. And if you guys would like to join us over on Patreon, the link is down in the description. Love you guys.